name and a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So my name's Dar.Ra, and I'm a musician and an author originally from Ireland, wonderful place next to England, and I've been making music for a while. I run the KushaDeep music industry, KushaDeep record label, and I have like quite a lot of music out on that. Written 2 books, and just bashing out as many cool tunes as possible. Do you know what I mean? I'm just about keeping people's. I'm all about the love. I'm all about bringing people together. That's my job, man. Do you know what I'm saying? So, being an energy vibe for people.
Well, why don't you tell us about this new song, this new album that's coming out? Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
So basically, I've got a new EP, but I've got an album out that came out on the 18th. There's 2 albums called it's the Majestic Retrospectives album collection. There's a Volume 1 and Volume 2, which is like the best of my remixes and dance tracks from sort of 1995 to the present day. There's some killer tracks on there that I've done around the world with different people, different artists, from supersonic kind of psychedelic guitarists to amazing gospel singers like Rachel Brown. So it's a real kind of, even though it's kind of dance orientated, there's lots of different characters on that record. I think there's 35 tracks on there. There's some beefcake remixes, there's some dubstep, there's some deep house, there's some, a little bit of R&B, what I call R&B, which is kind of that sort of stacks kind of sound, but with a little bit of electronics across it. And it's a beautiful record, So this year alone, I've put out 50 titles.
Okay. Okay. So tell us, you said it came out on the 18th. So what song with this album that dropped appealed to you the most?
Well, there's a track called Rise Like the Sun, actually, which is on Volume 2. It's only just come out. And I'd say that it's got a beautiful vibe on it. It's all about, never giving up, even in the sort of the midst of where we are at the moment. I wrote it really about us kind of like realizing that when we're together, we can never be defeated. Do you know what I mean? And that we need to kind of power up within ourselves and rise like the sun every day, because the sun's consistent, you know what I'm saying? And it rises every day for us, and it feeds, it fuels us, but it's also such a power. And I feel that if we could actually demonstrate a little tiny bit of that power, if we all radiated like mini suns, we would just be charging up each other on a day to day. So it's like, that's what the whole premise of Rise Like the Sun was about, you know what I'm saying? So it's positive. Look, all the stuff I do is positive affirmations, you know what I'm saying? So it's I'm just all about lifting and bringing people. Do you know, I saw something beautiful this afternoon. So there's a massive rally going on in London at the moment. It's the Freedom Rally, anti-lockdown, right? And there's people of all different colours, all different creeds, all basically saying, we want to be free to make our own decisions. Do you understand what I'm saying? Rather than being dictated to. And there's music going on. It's a real carnival kind of feel to it. Do you know what I mean? But here's the kick. So there was 2 youths that looked like they were about to have a little fight. Do you know what I'm saying? There was a African kiddie and another, I don't know where he was from. Do you know what I'm saying? But they're both about to kick off, and there was like a group of guys just surrounded them and said, whoa, chill. Do you know what I'm saying? And 3 or 4 of these guys put their arms around these 2 guys, and they obviously had blades. Do you know what I'm saying? So they were going to draw blades, but these guys just surrounded him with this just positive love, and they were like older guys, right? Just going, come on, just chill. And literally these 2 youths just completely just went, yeah, man, cool. And do you see what I'm saying? When we surround each other with that positive vibration, yes, you can diffuse those little things, those things that kind of wind people up, and suddenly they're in explosion and going, blah, 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 and fighting over things that actually, when you step back, they're not worth your life. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand. Yes.
So
yes.
It's doable, man. I've just seen it literally live on YouTube. Doable, that we can change things when we approach things together as a whole, as a one. Mm-hmm. Listen, there is no there is no difference between us. We allow things to come in and create differences between us, but there isn't. It's an illusion. You know, just because you've come from where you've come from and I've come from we have similar values that we can work on to go, yeah, I relate to that. I relate to that. That's a beautiful thing you do. Oh, maybe we could, do you see what I'm saying? So it's like, we're all one. We all breathe. We all want to live. We all want to be loved. We all want to keep our families safe. You know, and that's it, you know, at the end of the day, and we need to share that. We need to be one tribe rather than splintered tribes, you know. And you know, as I say, there is only just vibration. Do you know what I mean? If you look into sort of Tesla, who was like the genius of geniuses, you know what I'm saying? Everything was vibration. It was all just vibration. The numbers are vibrational. You know, everything he was working on was energetically vibrational. So he was working on things like, you know, free energy, being able to draw free energy down. Do you know what I'm saying? So obviously that got him into a lot of trouble, because you don't want to say the word free, because people want money out of shit. You know what I'm saying? So that got, but you look into that and you go, everything is a vibration. You're vibrating, I'm vibrating. You're either going to relate to me or you're not going to relate to me. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's based on whether we're vibrating, but it's finding that similar vibration that we can work together as a whole, because that's the only future we've got as a human race. You know, so it's doable when we actually just leave behind the sort of the minuscule, primitive kind of thinking that actually keeps us in survival mode. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Love it. I love everything that you're saying. I love the fact that you're saying that, and that goes again with the album that you're saying and the song that you wrote. With all the energy that you have and everything, the busyness of you have, how do you take the time out of your day to create these songs and get this album together that drop? How do you do that? How do you set aside time to do that?
Well, that's actually, that is a difficult thing, because time is basically against us all.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I think astrologically things are sort of moving. If you look at the astrology that's happening around us and has been happening around us for a while, there's certain things that are happening which are actually, it feels like time's speeding up. I'm not an astrologer expert, but I do listen to a lot of astrologers, and they're talking about the way Saturn's moving with squaring kind of various different planets, which feels like we're all on this, you know, it's like you wake up and then it's time to go to sleep. Do you know what I mean? And so time is of a tight supply for everyone. And even when I talk to younger people, I'm like, you know, how do you feel? Like, how was this week for you? Do you know what I mean? Oh, it went really, really quick. And I'm like, so do you feel time's like moving really quick? So they're going, yeah, like the days are spinning. So I remember when we was like younger at school and this, that, and the other, and days just seemed to go on forever. When you were at summer holidays, you had 6 weeks summer holidays in the UK. It felt like you had 6 years. Do you know what I'm saying? Now six weeks is gone like that. So time is kind of crucial for all of us, and I think that's what's getting a lot of people even more panicked. Do you know what I mean? To go, you see people on the road and they're like, get out of my way. You know what I mean? You know, and it's like, you're like, oh, slow down, you're going to kill yourself, man. Do you know what I mean? But everyone's on this kind of like, they bought into the illusion in some ways. Do you know what I'm saying? That, you know, that we have to get things or everything done yesterday. Do you see what I'm saying? I think that if we understood more of what was going on an energetic field and on a spiritual and an astrological kind of level, then we'd be less panicky. We'd be less coming out of that back primitive thinking, survival and scarcity. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's another trip. You know, they always use scarcity as a sort of a fear thing. Do you know what I mean? So they go, right, okay, I've got this, that, and the other, and it's going to be at this price, but it's going to run out tomorrow. And you're like,
right. So why don't you everyone, where can we find your CD? Like, where is your CD at? Where is it located so people can purchase it, buy it, listen to it? Where are we looking at it at?
You can just check in if you want to just do a Google search. You want to do a cheeky little Google search. Dar.Ra is my artist name, and my record label is called Kusha Deep, KUSHADEEP. And if you do a search on either of those names, it will all come up, and you probably will be able to buy the CDs on Discogs or on Amazon or any of those kind of usual suspects. I know there's a few stores in the States that are stocking stuff. So, but if you just want to do a cheeky download, it's all across Apple, it's all across kind of Spotify and all the usual suspects. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and where can they find you at? Do you have like an Instagram, email address?
Yeah, sure, of course. Instagram is my dar.ra.brady. But if you go on Facebook and just put dar.ra, all my stuff will come up, and the label. If you can't find me on that, just put the Kusha Deep label in, and all that stuff will come up. Do you know what I mean? I'm all over Facebook. I'm all over Insta. I'm all over sort of Twitter. And got some really cool friends kind of across the board, on all those platforms.
And you say you're in London. So where are you originally from? Can I ask that quick question? Where are you from?
You can ask me whatever you like, my darling. Do you know what I mean? I'll answer anything you want. But yeah, no, I was born in Dublin, in Ireland, and I was brought over here sort of like when I was really young. There was the troubles in Ireland at the time, so it was safer for us to come to England because my father was educated over here. Long story short, but there was a big kind of almost, it was a war really between Catholics and Protestants, and it was just dangerous to be in Ireland at that time. So we came over to England. England always offered us a safe place to live, where we could express ourselves and get together and share ideas. It was never a place where you felt intimidated if you expressed yourself.
Yeah.
England's always been like that. It's a very welcoming country, and I've had many good years here, and I've got many good English friends as well. So then we lived in London, and then we moved down to the south coast. My father was a writer. We moved down to a place called Brighton, which it's like San Francisco of kind of like England. And spent some time down there, and now I just travel around the world, man. Do you know what I mean? Like working for different record companies. I've worked out in Australia. I've played out in the States a few times. Toured obviously Europe and Canada, all over the joint. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, everyone's a winner, man, when they come and see.
Your accent is just wonderful, and I'm like, and then when you were saying that London has this kind of like thing that they're having this month, it was just like I was like, I have to ask him, where is he originally from? So thank you so much for your time, you guys. This is Music Cap. We have the wonderful, is it Jew? Am I saying it right? Saying it right?
Yeah, Dar.Ra, as I say.
Dar. Okay, I'm so sorry. We have the wonderful special guest. And why don't you tell us again your name, and so we can see, so everyone listening can know who you are again. And he has his album that's dropping this month. You guys definitely go get it on the 8th. Wonderful. And again, just tell us who you are, and thank you guys.
My name,